This is my first job, if you don't count part-time stuff. I didn't really expect to get it being straight out of college. I obviously impressed them at the interview. I'm night shift supervisor. The first night I walked in, they looked at me, the staff, like I was a joke. It's because I'm younger than them. So I thought, show them who's boss. I'm in charge. I'm in authority. Hands-on, but definitely calling the shots. And that's what I do. I work closely with my team, so I know everyone's giving their all and following company rules. I lead by example, and I expect 100% back. Some of them still don't like it. That's all right. I'm not here to be their friend. It's not always easy, but I'm getting good results. I took over this team when the previous manager, Mr. Owen, retired. It was already really well established, and they made it quite clear they didn't really need me. And I've been aware right from the start that they definitely know much more about the business than I do. So to have any influence, I had to fit in. Become not only one of them, but try to emulate their old boss. Win friends and influence people. After a few weeks, they started calling me Mr. Owen, which was great. I was finally part of the team. We've had a lot of fun and worked really well together. I sometimes wish I could influence a bit more change in the team. Systems manager, operating division East. I wasn't sure about leaving head office, but the package here was too good to refuse. It was tough at first. The management systems were disorganised, chaotic, all over the place. It took me 6 months to get the proper systems in place and up and running. Luckily for the region, I'm an expert in these systems. I overhauled some at head office. Some of the stakeholders here are very inflexible. I keep hearing them say, that won't work here. Well, if I'd listened to them, we wouldn't be where we are now. We're operating at a level of efficiency they've never had previously. I think they appreciate that and what I've done. My systems are keeping this region running. Exciting, challenging. That's what I describe my role as. Being in charge of a big change initiative, wow. It's like all of my experience, my expertise, who I am, has come together for this role. Put together a brilliant team, tick. Motivate managers with drive, ambition, incredible skills, my team, tick. Reduce overheads by 20% in 12 months. Not quite. We actually did it in 10 months. I hope that's not a problem. No, it hasn't always been easy, and I haven't always been popular for telling it how it is, but look at where we are now. Divisional Director. I was ecstatic when I was offered this role, and then a bit freaked out. So many meetings, issues, different viewpoints. I thought the other directors, I thought we'd all be on the same page. We aren't. Can I be honest? I don't like not knowing the right answer, if there even is one. I haven't forgotten everything else I've learned. I can still make decisions when I need to. I can still take action when it's called for. I'm just not used to chaos, confusion. It's almost embarrassing. No, it was a learning curve. Sometimes you don't have all of the answers in front of you. That's what I've realised as managing director for this division. It's not about age. You've probably found this as you've progressed. It's just that things change. People change, and so do their views. And that is perfectly normal. Knowing this and how my directors are thinking and feeling is so important. You actually start to enjoy the myriad of views that people bring to the table. Not everyone finds it easy. I can sometimes feel the tension rising as I invite more and more people to contribute, to bring their own unique angle and perspective. I'm a listener as much as a facilitator. I like to hear everything, like the instruments in an orchestra, and I'm always listening carefully for that moment when a beautiful tune emerges from the whole. I don't think I am a leader. I now spend most of my time performing the role of non-executive director for a number of companies. I suppose the value I deliver is in holding up a mirror to the board and the organisation, and holding up a mirror to myself. It's so important that a company understands how it's seen by the market and by society. Is this leadership? Perhaps. I think I now express my leadership through the charity fundraising work I do. That's where I really feel the need and desire to inspire people, speaking directly to their hearts and minds. And that's using everything, experience, stories, metaphors, in a way that really resonates with people. Connecting with others' experience and how they see the world.
Well, if you know where you are, then you can focus your development, because a lot of time people just go on courses because it's interesting, it's useful, but it doesn't really fit in with what they're doing. So if you know where you are, then you know what sort of challenges you need to face in the future to develop yourself. You can then find out what sort of supports you need to gain, what sort of leadership skills you need to learn, and really how to prepare yourself.
It's really about matching the stage, your stage of development to your job role. So it's not all about fighting to get to the top, it's about making sure you're operating at the right stage for your job role.
The workplace is becoming more and more complex, and if people want to lead more complex projects, bigger organisations, more complex organisations, then people need to develop themselves through the stages and get as far as they can.
Wise Leader. Psychology in your hands.